Hello everybody, Raven Knight here, and it is that magical time again, well rather I should say the spooky time again, because it is now the month of October, and we got a lot to talk about in terms of what's going on with the channel, and some explanations that need to be thrown in, so let's go ahead and get the typical stuff out of the way. You know how the drill goes if you watch my channel for any amount of time. If you're brand new though, this will be a little bit new to you, so welcome to the channel first of all, and let me go ahead and tell you guys that this channel, as wonderful as it is, as much as I love working on it, just could not exist without y'all's support, be it emotionally, financially, or just subscribing to the channel. All of that really helps out. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And if you ever join in on any of my live streams, and we'll talk about my streaming schedule in just a little bit, but always donating through the super chat is much appreciated. Invite your friends, invite your family, invite your dog if you got one to come and all watch. If you got a cat, that's acceptable too, but not fish. We cannot have any fish watching. I'm sorry, they would just lose interest way too fast. We also have some ways that you can support the channel in other ways. We have a Patreon. You can become a patron over at Patreon for up to $1 a month, and I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but trust me, for us it means a great deal, and it would really help me out financially to be able to continue doing this. And we also have a Teespring Store. I'm very sad to say that the Teespring Store is not as popular as I would like it to be. It's gotten very few visitors over the last few months. I'm thinking about taking it down, but hey, maybe you could help keep it alive by going to the Teespring Store, checking it out, seeing if there's any merchandise there you'd like to buy. There's some awesome art there, some awesome merchandise there that has been created by some wonderful artist friends of mine who I'm about to shout out in just a moment. But if you want to support the channel in any of those ways, it would mean a whole lot to me. And also, before I forget, I have a second channel called The Raven's Writing Room, where I post all of my writing and storytelling related stuff, as well as some of my biblical stuff. Lots of stuff that does not go onto this channel goes onto that one, and I'm still in the process of moving stuff over. Please go subscribe to that. The link will be in the description, so that would really help out. In fact, the link to the Teespring and Patreon will be in the description as well. So if you guys want to support the channel, those would be the best ways to do it. And now, there are two people who I really want to thank for making this channel possible. Two artist friends of mine who go above and beyond in terms of helping me make this channel a reality. Their names are Hannah and Jay, and I'd like to take a moment to thank both of them. Hannah has been a friend of mine for many, many years. We've collaborated on a lot of projects. She is a very imaginative, very creative young lady. She creates some really awesome art, and you're seeing it flow across the screen right now. In fact, there's a running joke between me and Hannah that she always draws me, if she draws me as a girl, because of, you know, a past joke that we have with each other. And so a lot of the thumbnails and images that you see where there's a girl in the image, that's probably a picture of me that Hannah drew sometime in the past, and we're using it as a joke. We have a lot of fun coming up with ideas and creative stuff, but more than just being an awesome artist, she's a really good friend. She cares a lot about me and about the channel and about making sure that we're healthy and all things are working well. So Hannah's just been an awesome friend and artist for a very long time. I appreciate her for both the things she does for me and just the compassion she has for other people. She's going through a bit of a rough patch right now, guys, so definitely go check out her Instagram and give her some love there. Let her know how much you appreciate her artwork, or let her know down in the comments below. She's also on my Discord, so if you want to hit up Hannah and let her know, hey, I really like your art and I appreciate what you do for the channel, go let her know. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. And then there is Jay. Jay and I haven't known each other as long as I've known Hannah, but Jay is probably one of the strongest Christians I've ever met who is close to my age. Jay is 1 year younger than me, but he has a knowledge of the Bible that surpasses description. He is my accountability partner, which means that when we both have trouble spiritually, we come to each other. He recently went through a bit of a bad batch himself with a tooth problem, and he can tell you more about that himself if he wants to in the comments section. That's totally up to him. But beyond just being a very strong and devout Christian with leagues of knowledge beyond my own, he also is a professional comic writer. That is his career. He draws art. He does take commissions, so if you want to reach out to him, his and Hannah's Instagram will be in the description. Jay just does a fantastic job with his artwork. He always does great work in both designing men and women. He'd tell you he's not great with women, but he does not realize just how great his work is. We've collaborated on a lot of stories before, including Troy and Frost and Nomad, two stories that I do post and read audiobooks about. He also is the one who designed the Raven Lord icon that I use so often. So definitely give this guy some love. He really deserves it. And if you'd like to commission him and help him make money, go check him out. Again, both his and Hannah's Instagrams will be in the description. I want to thank Hannah and Jay so much. I make no exaggeration when I say I could not make this channel what it is without them. I could definitely make videos, but they bring so much personality and art and style to the videos and the thumbnails, and that draws in people. So I really, really appreciate what they do. Thank you both so much, and thank you both for continuing to support my channel. I look forward to what we do in the future. All right, so let's get out of that. Let's talk about some personal stuff. We'll talk about the new channel, and then we'll get into what you can expect. So some stuff has been going on in my life that I do want to kind of lay out on the table real quick. First of all, you've probably noticed the last few days of this month of September, I wasn't producing as much content. I wasn't as active. There are two reasons why. Number one, I've been suffering from writer's block. And it doesn't just affect my ability to write stories, it affects my ability to write scripts. So when I have a writer's block, it can become very difficult for me to sit down and write things out. It's a weird situation where I'll find myself in front of the computer screen and go, okay, I'm ready to start typing, and then my fingers just don't move. Like, I have nothing going on in my head. It's just a blank. I've had many people ask what to do in situations like that, and genuinely there's no short answer. And I guess the best way that I could approach this, the best way that I could say looking at it, is you kind of have to just take one step at a time, doing things that pump your creative juices, like listening to music, going on walks or runs, watching movies or TV shows, getting those creative juices flowing. And it takes time. I'm getting out of the writer's block soon. I'll be able to produce much more stuff, but right now that's just what I've been dealing with. And the other reason is because I've been dealing with some medical issues lately, guys. Just some minor medical issues. I think they've been brought on by the new heart blood pressure pill that I'm on. And I think that it's been causing me some gastrointestinal stuff. Not a big deal. We don't need to go into all the specifics. But because of the writer's block and just the distraction of some minor health inconveniences, I've been kind of slow on releasing stuff. And I'm hoping all that will change very soon. I'm hoping to release a lot of good stuff this month, which we'll get into. Also, there's also the fact that substitute teaching is back in full swing. I've been substituting every week now. And I'm also working on my TEFL, which is working to become a teacher of English as a second language. I'm still planning to go to Japan and or South Korea. That's become an open opportunity now. South Korea has become an open opportunity. So there are lots of things that I'm planning on doing with that, but that's still taking up a lot of my time. But also, Halloween is coming up. And I did want to answer this interesting question that someone asked me. They said, as a Christian, Raven, do you support celebrating Halloween? Yes, I do. I do support celebrating Halloween. I do. And if y'all want to know more about my stance on that as a Christian, feel free to let me know in the comment section, but we won't waste any time on that. The reason I bring up Halloween is because Halloween will affect the channel in terms of what kind of content I produce and what direction I want to take it for this month. So be prepared for that. There's going to be some spoopy stuff on the way, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. Now, before we get into the channel, one last thing I want to mention. Like I said earlier, I do have a second channel called The Raven's Writing Room. I'm still in the process of moving stuff over from this channel over to that channel. So if you ever see videos that you've like, hey, I've seen that video before. Didn't you release this video before? It's because I'm moving it. And be aware, I have begun the process of deleting and removing videos that I've moved. So if you're kind of like, wait, this video is no longer in my liked playlist, why isn't it there? It's because I deleted it because I moved it. So make sure that you re-like and re-comment on those videos that I've moved. But stuff you can find on this new channel include Death's Diary, my series about death, the Raven Writing Room series, where I basically give you my writing advice, the Raven Lord lore, which is basically where I break down the lore behind my character, the Journey to the West audio reading, which I just started this month. I'm reading the full book of Journey to the West. That's been a lot of fun. I'm working on the 3rd chapter right now. Troy and Frost is an audiobook that me and Jay created, and I've been reading that. Story Sharing, which is where I basically share stories and concepts and books that I've written. Fantastical History, where I talk about if different fantasy races were real and how they would have impacted history. An Analysis of the Psalms is a project that I've been working on. Rhetoric and Fallacies, basically talking about things to avoid when writing your stories or writing debates or discussions and things like that. And I will be starting a biblical series. I'll be starting a series on the book of Romans. At the time of recording this, I haven't released that first video. If I have not, it will be released the first week of October. If it has been, then I hope you guys enjoyed it and let me know what you thought about it. So that is what's going on with the new channel. And now let's get into the channel itself. Let's move back into this channel. What can you expect? What's going on? Well, some of you have asked, when do I stream? I've had a lot of people say, Raven, what kind of streaming schedule do you have? The streaming schedule is changing effective immediately. So there's a new streaming schedule. Fridays will be dedicated to For Honor. Those will be our For Honor Friday streams where we just play For Honor. And we may have special guests on. We may play with fans every now and then. Other times I may just want to play solo. But usually we spend about 2 or 3 hours playing For Honor. All right. Saturdays right now are dedicated to Mass Effect. And yes, before anyone asks, I do plan to touch Andromeda after I finish the third game. But I'm working on Mass Effect 3, and I'll be spending Saturdays playing that. Not my favorite game series to go through, but we've gotten this far, let's keep going. Now, it used to be that on Thursdays I do Persona 5, but due to scheduling conflicts, we've changed that to Sunday. Sunday will be the new Persona 5 Royal streaming days. Lark is at Bible study on Thursday nights, so we just can't do Persona 5 on Thursday nights anymore. I'm sorry. We're moving that to Sunday. Hey, still be a fun time. I've been enjoying going through the Persona 5 game. It's very entertaining. And when we finish up Persona and Mass Effect, we will obviously pick new games to fill those voids, and we'll let you know what comes when we get to that point, but we're not there yet. So that is the streaming schedule as we know it. Now, what else is coming to the channel coming up besides streaming and stuff like that? Well, let's start with For Honor content. The For Honor Deceit season has started, and my thoughts are as follows. I've been enjoying it. I like the aesthetic and Battle Pass, and I think most of the reworks are pretty cool. I will probably do a video going into deeper discussion on my thoughts on the season, because I know that some people weren't really satisfied with my thoughts previously, where I said, what the hell is going on? I want to make it clear. I do enjoy this season. I really, really do like it. I just have questions about it. I will also be discussing some aspects about horror in regards to these factions. Like, one question that came up that I'd love to answer is, how would the different factions react to a zombie outbreak? And so I will be doing a video shortly where I talk about that. I'm curious as to what the Halloween event will be this year. I'm very curious. I've heard discussion, you know, like some people have said it's going to be a Dying Light 2 crossover. Others have said no, Dying Light 2 crossover comes in November. This is going to be before that. So I'm curious to see what they do. It's going to be very interesting. And I'm glad that the Wulin are getting some attention finally. It's really awesome to see that the Wulin are not totally forgotten. I'm almost done with the Executions Graded series. Ocelotl is the last one I need to do. And then after that, I will start working on the Universal Executions. But give me some time on that, because I don't even think I own all of the Universal Executions. So that may be a little bit tricky for me to do, but I will try my best. Then there are the lore discussions. They're probably my most popular For Honor videos right now outside of Executions Graded. I have really enjoyed talking about the lore of For Honor. And many people have written to me or commented on these videos saying, wait, whoa, Raven, you're telling me For Honor has lore since when? And genuine, I'm not making fun of you for saying that. I think it's fair to say that you're not sure about the lore. I think a lot of people weren't sure about the lore. I've had people say, why don't you do a video or video series where you explain the lore in detail? And I might just do that. I might just do a video where I talk extensively about the lore and what's basically going on in the world of For Honor, so you have a better idea about the story that's going on behind the scenes. Let me know if you'd like to see me do that. But hey, what are some other topics about the lore that you'd like to see me cover? Is there anything specifically you'd like to see me look at in terms of For Honor lore? I'd be happy to hear your suggestions in the comments section, so please let me know. As for the Legends, I want to apologize that Nibbles is not being made right now. Nibbles' story is being rewritten. After writing out her story as I understood it, I was not satisfied with it, so I put it aside. We are going to rewrite it, rethink it, and then come up with something better, so I do apologize for that. I hope y'all enjoyed Zariel's Legend, or Elena's Legend, whichever you want to call her. I like Zariel or Elena. That was a lot of fun to write, and I apologize again for the confusion about that. That whole scenario was very strange to me, but I'm glad that I got to release something y'all enjoyed. Next, I will either be doing my Aramusha Legend, my Griffin Legend, or my Nucia Legend. Which would you guys like to hear? And please don't ask about Nibbles right now. I'm still fixing it. Now, some of you have been asking about For Honor and Glory. The new chapter is underway, and I will go ahead and give you this little tidbit of information. Heathmoor finds its way to Wyverndale, but Chaos is preparing its defense as an unlikely set of allies arrive. Ooh, it sounds really cool, right? I'm very excited. That'll hopefully be out sometime this month. Now, I will be like I said, I'll be doing a Halloween special video on medieval zombie responses with a particular emphasis on the knights. And the reason why is because I read a book by Max Brooks called The Zombie Survival Guide, and in it he basically explains that historically knights were terrible at preventing zombie outbreaks because of their religious superstitions, and I'm going to debunk a lot of that in this next video that's coming up, but give me time to put that together. Finally, last but not least, in terms of For Honor, Ultor and Ruth. I never expected to establish a friendship with someone like Havoc, who I consider one of the greatest For Honor content creators on the platform, if not the greatest. I've always admired him and looked up to him. But being able to do this collab with him where I tell a story about his OC Ultor and my OC Ruth has been exceptionally awesome. Expect the third and final part of this coming out this month. I am more than happy to work on it. Now, that's it for Honor. That's all I have to say about Honor right now. Let's move on to Dead by Daylight. Seeing as this is the spooky month, we'll be dedicating a lot of time to Dead by Daylight this month. We'll be doing a lot more Dead by Daylight Analyze, and here's what you can expect. I do the videos in order of when the characters are released. And it's always Survivor, Killer, Survivor, Killer, Survivor, Killer in that order. So now that I've done Ash Williams, next up is the Ghostface, and I have gotten all the footage I need for Ghostface. I just need to do the script. After Ghostface, it's going to be a little interesting. I've got to do Steve Harrison and Nancy Wheeler and the Demogorgon because they're all from the Stranger Things chapter, and I'm going to go ahead and make a confession. I have no knowledge or experience with Stranger Things. I never watched the show. I don't care to watch the show. It's not something that really interests me. But I will do a little bit of research and see what I can learn. But what I will probably do is just read the lore as provided and go with that. Now, I know that'll piss off some people and say, hey, you should really watch the show to get the full understanding of their lore. I understand that, and I get that, but I feel like if you're going to put characters into a game, you should be able to represent who they are in the game bio as if they were brand new to the characters. If you have to tell someone, no, you need to watch this show in order to appreciate the character in the game, then you've done a poor job. You can pay homage to the thing that it came from, but I feel like you need to pay respect to the character even when adding them in the game. So that's my thought on that. Now, the Maury tier list. I hope y'all will enjoy that if I haven't already released it. The plan was that Lark and I were going to do that on the weekend before this video released, but I'm acting under the assumption that something went wrong, so just in case something went wrong and we couldn't do the stream, I hope y'all enjoy it. It will be coming out very, very soon. If it already did come out, then disregard everything I just said here. It is not relevant. And before anyone asks, I get a lot of people asking, what's your favorite horror, slasher, movie, killer, or whatnot? I'll be real honest, I'm not much of a horror guy. It's not my favorite thing. You might think, Ben Raven, why do you play Dead by Daylight? Because I have friends who play it. That's really the main reason, and I'm kind of entertained at this point. But horror isn't really my thing. It's not my favorite thing in the world, so but that's beside the point. All right, let's move on. Next, Assassin's Creed Ranked. Yeah, I'll finish it. I will finish Valhalla, okay? I will finish Valhalla at some point. I will do it. Laura keeps saying, Raven, do you need me to do it? No, I don't need you to do it. I will finish it. I will finish it. I just gotta buckle up and just get it done. I don't want to, though, because it's so cringe. And then as for Assassin's Creed Mirage, I know it's coming out, or if it hasn't already come out. I don't give a crap. I don't care about Mirage. I don't care. And if you want to hear me talk about that, ask me sometime in a stream and I will rant about it. I just don't. Assassin's Creed is dead to me, okay? Assassin's Creed is just dead to me. I'll be happy when this ranked series is over. Next, Lark's Lamentations. Lark is doing the Vanderlyn gang from Red Dead Redemption 2. He's been a little bit slow on that because he's had a lot of school stuff going on, so bear with him. He is working on that, though, and he's excited to get it done. Very excited for good old Lark to get that out of the way. Next up, Rainbow Six Cringe/Win. This Korean season has been interesting. It has nice cosmetics, but I don't have a lot else to say about the season. The operator's pretty fun, though. I've enjoyed Ram. She's fun to play as. I mean, her gadget is pretty unique. Her design is pretty unique. I mean, and I have a love for Southeast Asia, so hey, you know what? That works for me. Now the next Cringe Win video. I've been thinking about this a while. It takes me a long time to make these videos, guys. It really does. I probably won't release more than maybe 1 or 2 a month. But the next one is Malusi for defense. I'm going to talk about Malusi, the African operator, and then Jackal, the Spanish operator. That'll be a lot of fun. I've had a lot of people request me to do Jackal, so I'm sure you'll be very happy to know that Jackal is coming after Malusi. But like I said, these videos are hard to make, so bear with me as I try to get these done. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me to talk about any original operators I've made. Like I made a video talking about my own original DBD Killer. Will I make a video talking about my original Rainbow Six operators? I have 3 original Rainbow Six operators that I've made. Paladin, Eden, and Hawk. And I'd be more than happy to make videos about those, but it depends on you guys. Y'all let me know if that's something that you would like to see me do, and I will take that into consideration. Just let me know in the comment section, and I will take a look. And then let's talk about response videos. I love making response videos, guys. They are so much fun. I really enjoy doing them, and it's great to get to talk to you guys about things that I see that really are cringe or really difficult. So the key, though, is I need content. So if you guys see anything out there, be it an article, be it a video, be it anything out there that you think would be fun to hear me rip into, go to my Discord, look for the channel called Video Topics, and post it there, and I will take a look at it. I can't promise I'll make a response video to it, but I promise I will take a look at it. And if I don't make a response video to it, I'll usually tell you why. I'll usually message you and say, here's why I'm not going to make a response video to it. All right? All right. Well, before we close out, I think it's time we do the jingle.
I've seen unspeakable horrors, and I know pain. It's time for the question of the day.
That's right, guys. It is that time again. It's time for the question of the day. I love doing this, guys, but I gotta say, guys, you make me so sad. I am very sad right now because, unfortunately, I posted at the beginning of the week on my YouTube channel to send me your questions, and I would answer one of them, but so few people sent anything. So I decided, just to be nice, just to give you guys those wonderful answers you love hearing from me, I will answer all the questions y'all sent me. That's right. I will answer all the questions you sent me in that post as best as I can. Y'all ready? All right, let's do this. It's the lightning round. Let's go. From Sigan Digger, if you were to be stranded on an island in the Pacific and you can only have 5 books with you, what would they be and why? All right, well, to be perfectly honest with you, Sigan Digger, if I were stranded on an island in the Pacific, I would hope that it was a populated island so that I could get more books or hopefully get off that book. But if I had to pick 5 books, they would be the Bible, I mean, obviously, The Book Thief, one of my favorite books of all time, Journey to the West, because I would want to live as a monkey and I must embody Sun Wukong. Let's see, what's another one? Some kind of survival guide would be good, but I'm having trouble thinking of a really good one. Like, I would need to know what to eat and what not to eat. I'm having trouble thinking of the 5th book that I'd want to have with me. Maybe The Art of War, just for fun. In case I need to go to war with orangutans on the island, you know? All right, thank you very much for that question. The next one, That's Karma asks, what is your favorite horror movie, and why is it your favorite horror movie? Like I said before, I'm not much of a horror person. I've never been that into horror movies. But I remember, like, when I was younger, one of the biggest horror movie scares that I ever had was probably when I watched the Exorcist movie. God, that movie scared me. That was actually a really scary movie. I've heard that they're making a sequel now with 2 girls being demon-possessed, but I'm not all that interested, I'll be real honest. But that one was one. And then another one was, and call me silly for it, but I was kind of freaked out by Evil Dead. Like, Evil Dead scared me when I was young. But that's beside the point. Okay, anyway, next is from Ulfbert4431, who asks, have you ever read any of Edgar Rice Burroughs' novels? No, I have not, although I do know that he wrote the Tarzan book and all those Mars books. Like, I know that he's written a lot of good stuff. I just haven't read his stuff, so good question, but no, I have not read Edgar Rice Burroughs. From Seadog the Pro, would you ever play Phasmophobia for a video? I don't know what that is, but once I look into it, I will gladly do that. All right? All right. RogueSpark3647 says, what scares you the most and why? It is going to be spooky season after all. What scares me the most and why? Oh, there are lots of things that scare me. I'm a scared guy, you know. I think the thing that scares me most, and this is kind of a spiritual thing for me. I think the thing that scares me most is, in the Bible, we're taught about, you know, one day you're going to stand before God and be judged. And he will separate the sheep to his right and the rams to his left. And the sheep he will say, come ye blessed of my Father. But to the rams he will say, be gone from me, for I do not know you. My biggest fear, like my big terror, is that one day when I confront the Lord, he's going to say, be gone from me, I never knew you. Now you might think, Raven, you seem like one of the most Christian guys I've ever met. How can you say that? I think that's a common fear with most Christians, is that fear of rejection from God. That scares the heck out of me. But if you're talking about more of a physical thing, I guess I would say disease. I have hypochondria, so I'm always afraid by minor issues. Like, that stomach ache isn't just a stomach ache. You've got stomach cancer. Like that burp that acid taste when you burp. That's not just that. You're about to throw up. That headache. That's not just headache. You're about to have a stroke. You know, like everything. Like it's something that I've dealt with since I was a kid. I've always been afraid. I've always had hypochondria. So I guess it would be disease and rejection by the Lord. Those are the 2 big things that I'm most afraid of. I guess you could also argue I'm afraid of, you know, nuclear war, I guess, but I mean, who isn't afraid of that reality? Anyway, unless you're really looking forward to Fallout 4 in real life, you know, I don't know. But good question. Moving on. From Silver Shadow 781, what's a writing trope you love to see and why? Ooh, that's a good question. I have always liked the writing. There are two that I love in movies. Even if the movie's bad, I love them. I love the master and mentor trope, like kind of like what you saw in Kung Fu Panda with Shifu and Po. I love those kind of movies. I love those kind of books because I love seeing the veteran and the rookie learning off of each other. So the master and pupil trope is one that I really love to see. And then the other one I love to see is young love trope. Usually, like you have a young boy and a young girl, both, you know, very much in love, but not sure how to express it properly. And no, I don't mean it in that forced, silly way, like what Twilight tried to do. No, that's terrible. But I mean in like stuff like there's an anime that I really, really enjoy watching. It's called Love After World Domination, where the setup is, think of like Power Rangers, right? But the Red Ranger in this world has fallen desperately in love with the female villainous Reaper Princess, and they both are trying so hard to negotiate a typical romance life with each other, despite what they're dealing with, like the star-crossed lovers thing. I guess that's the best way. I like that kind of trope. And they're so cute the way they go about it. Like, it's very, very adorable. And I don't say that lightly. I'm a red-blooded man. Okay, I'm a man. I like action movies. I like explosions. I like sword fights. But I can look at this and I can say, oh, that is precious. Okay, that is really cute.
This is all too soon. My tender heart just isn't ready yet.
Decimate!
You're moving too fast, okay?
The research!
Just think about it, Fudo. You and I are only on our third date, and holding hands is serious business. Let's rein it in.
Statistics suggest that hand holding tends to occur on the second or third date.
How are all these couples so confident?
If you haven't seen the anime and you like anime, give it a check out. It's really cool.
I love you! I love you! I love you!
Red, you done yet? Revive the Reaper! Oh no, Red! Don't die on me!
Alright, and then from Labage, or Laboj, I can never pronounce it right. What is the thing about writing that will always fascinate you? Oh, man. The thing about writing that... I think the thing about writing that fascinates me the most is the ability to create other worlds. Like, I'm not saying I play God, but in a sense, you kind of are creating characters, worlds, and what fascinates me about that is how real they feel to you. Like when I create characters, I don't just create them they become a part of me in a big way. Many people have told me that when I wrote the Death Diary entries, they felt, when I read them especially, they say, we can really hear death come out in your voice, you know? Like you don't just sound like yourself, there's someone else in your voice. And that chills me to some extent. Like hearing death and his thoughts in my words, you know? And it's amazing how much realism can come out of that. How fundamentally realistic they feel. Like, I feel like they could be real people. And creating and taking something that is not real, but convincing people, even for a moment, that they are, and getting them invested in their life, that's peak right there. You can't compare that to anything. That's such a tremendously interesting feeling. And then last question from Ethan Dillon 7624, who says, what is your favorite memory regarding this channel or gaming? Also, I'm interested to see if you have any more Dead by Daylight Killer Survivor concepts, or maybe Concept for Honor or other games. Well, I do have another killer concept for Dead by Daylight, but we're not going to talk about that right now because I haven't fully fleshed it out yet. And as for Concept for Honor, I always have new concept for Honor, okay? I'm always coming up with new stuff for that. Now, what is my favorite memory regarding this channel or gaming? That is a really tough question because I have a lot of memories with this channel, and a lot of them good, some of them not so good. It's hard for me to narrow it down to a specific point where I can say, yeah, that was the best moment for me. If I had to pick one, if I really, really had to pick one, it would be when I released my Apollyon versus Astria video, and that video, I feel like, really kicked my channel into high gear. It's what really got my channel noticed and got me going. So that's probably one of my favorite, most memorable moments, because it could be defined as the start of my channel for real. And also, I would say another one of my favorite moments was, well, not just a moment, but one of the favorite things about my channel were making some of the meme videos and some of the meme compilations at the end of my Heroes in History videos. I really liked making those. Those were very fun. They can be very entertaining. Like I have to take every video that I make and find some enjoyment in it. If I don't, then it's not worth making. And so I feel like those are probably some of my favorite moments. Had a really fun time working on this channel, and y'all have been a big part of that. Like having all of these fans and community members who want to follow me and watch my work is phenomenal, and I really appreciate it. But that is all the questions y'all sent me. I hope that was sufficient. Maybe next month we'll get some more questions, and if we do, I'll answer one. If we only get this many again, I'll answer all of them. Who knows? But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, please go down to the description and check all those links to my Teespring, to my Patreon, to my second channel, and to Jay and Hannah's Instagram. You will have all the links down there in that description. I would love for you guys to continue supporting the channel. Guys, 2023 may be starting to come to a close, but this channel most certainly is not. I'm very, very excited to see where this goes. I'm excited for the rest of this month, this spooky poopy month. It's going to be very, very fun. I am so thankful to have you guys along for the ride. And as always, folks, I will see you in my next video. Take care.